The youth at Glenview Community Church are learning what it means to serve others and love their neighbors through their work with the Night Ministry, a Chicago-based organization that provides housing, healthcare, and human connection to people struggling with poverty or homelessness. To learn more, let's welcome Reverend Elizabeth Hartung-Ciccolini, Associate Pastor for Youth and Children at Glenview Community Church. We also welcome 2 youth from the church's Pilgrim Youth Fellowship. Ben Schwabe is a junior at New Trier High School, and Ann Isaacs is a senior at Glenbrook South High School. Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for making it in today. Reverend, we'd like to start with you. Tell us about your church and the Pilgrim Youth Fellowship.
Sure. So the Pilgrim Youth Fellowship is the high school youth group, 9th through 12th graders, that come together for faith, fun, and service and fellowship. So we have a service component to what we do, where we do different mission projects and service work. We also have fun and Bible discussions too.
And so would you say that the service is the unique aspect of the Pilgrim Youth Fellowship?
I do think so. It's built in. It's not the youth to go on trips or anything like that, participate in the church. Don't have to earn certain service credits. I don't require it, but we just build it into the curriculum. So over the past 7 or 8 years, I've built our work with the Night Ministry and others into the curriculum that we do.
And how would you say that's beneficial for the youth?
It's beneficial for the youth because they can learn about serving and it not be some overshadowing requirement. They can take time out of their week and spend a half an hour packaging hygiene kits or new mother kits or stockings for the shelters and the work that the Night Ministry does, and learn about the Night Ministry and expand their minds.
Ben and Ann, both of you are involved with the Pilgrim Youth Fellowship. How did you guys get involved, and how has it benefited you?
I got involved because I knew that the high school youth group existed at the church, and at the first meeting of the year I decided to go because I thought it would be pretty cool, and I actually had a really good time, and so I just went back every time after that.
I got involved because my mom forced me to. I didn't really want to go, but once I came, it was a really welcoming and comforting environment, and I really liked it and had a lot of fun, so I just decided to stick with it.
Now, Ann, you've actually been downtown to work with the Night Ministry, correct? Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about that experience?
I thought it was really interesting. We went downtown to serve food alongside the health bus, and I met a lot of really nice people. We had this really great welcome from the community. And it was really great because I know that we live in like a pretty affluent suburb, so we're like very fortunate, and it's great to help people who maybe don't have those same like fortunate circumstances we do.
And Reverend, can you tell us about all the different ways that the youth are involved with the Night Ministry and perhaps other ministries that they're working with?
Yeah, so with the Night Ministry, each and every year we try to go down to serve alongside the bus and make the chili and cook. Sometimes we've done I forget what they call it, the night walk, where you do an experiential learning about what it's like to be homeless. We did that a few years ago. But each and every year we package things. Again, we collect cookies. Some of the women of the church, they also support the Night Ministry through different things they do. And so we come together with one of the chapters, a women's chapter, and collect cookies and bake cookies and package those for the Night Ministry. And then we also learn about the Night Ministry. We've had speakers come in from the Night Ministry. And then that really learning about what our work really means and how we send a package to a homeless shelter and how that's like sending our love to our neighbor has really springboarded us into thinking about what else we can do. So we are still doing all those packaging and still trying to get down to serve. But we've also have this year run a clothing drive for San Lucas in Humboldt Park, is another organization, a church that supports people in need that are struggling. So we've done that this year. Then once a year we take a mission trip to different places, and last year we went to Arkansas. And Ben was on that trip, and I know that he had some things he could share with us about.
Yeah, Ben, how did that trip impact you?
So this was my first mission trip after being in the group for 2 years, so it was kind of a new experience. And I was really wondering what it would be like to go to such it's a really long trip. It's a week long, and it's just full immersion in the faith aspect and the community helping aspect of it. And what I found is that the people there are while less fortunate than we are, they share some of the same values, and they're very similar people to us, and they all have the same faith. And I thought it was really nice that even whether we're in Glenview or in a small town in Arkansas, we can all come together over that faith that we share and make an impact on someone else's community.
Now, Reverend, the ministries that are occurring downtown, like the night ministry, things in Arkansas, that's quite a ways from Glenview.
Yes.
So how do you make the connection between the youth that are at your church and these different ministries?
We spend some time thinking about what our needs are, and if we didn't have those things, what it might be like in a very kind of small circle. I always start in a small circle. And then we spend some time thinking about places outside, like Arkansas, or we've been to West Virginia, different parts of the city. We've served the far south side, we've served in Humboldt Park, and it's just about creating a space for the kids to think past the boundaries of their living environment.
Ann and Ben, how has service impacted your faith?
It's really an exercise in loving your neighbor. Like, it's easy to say, everybody love your neighbor as yourself, and it's a lot harder to really act that out. And so we're a faith church, so we believe that, faith is the most important component as opposed to good works. But I feel like good works are also really important because that's kind of a way to show your faith to the world and to also help other people in conjunction with your faith. I find that a really important part of what I believe.
And how have you seen the service impact the faith of the youth? Why is it a vital component of your programming?
It creates tremendous interpersonal and intrapersonal growth. So a lot of the change that happens comes internally from understanding, everyone is our neighbor and there's no exception to that at all. And I see just a widening worldview. I also see the way it brings people together. I think God's love surrounds us in human connection, and there's no better way to do that through service. So that's why I feel it's a really vital component. It just grows everybody. Oftentimes I say we're going to grow whether we like it or not, and I think service really does do that for us.
I'd like to touch on that concept of human connection really quick. Especially in regards to the night ministry.
Yeah.
They really strive to do that, to make that relevant. What does that mean practically? What does it look like?
I try, when we do the packages at the church, I try to remind the youth what the night ministry's purpose is and how, to be kind to the cookie, I often say, because this cookie means a lot. We may have lots of cookies in our cupboards at home, or we can go make cookie, but these packages of cookies, really we need to handle with care because they're so important. So I try to create that human connection of this is what where packaging means. Maybe you've been to a baby shower, and the baby shower, there's all these gifts, but think about what it would be like to be homeless and have a baby, and that connection. And then the connection of just, as Ann was talking about, going down and serving with the bus. You can take 4 to 6, I think, youth with you and a couple adults. So not everyone gets a chance to do that, but it's just in seeing the people line up, how fast someone lines up and how happy they are to get a turkey sandwich, and how thankful they are, and just the kindness and the warm reception is just neat, and that those connections, I think, helps youth or anyone really understand how important it is to stay connected to the outside world, outside of the boundaries of any neighborhood or suburb.
Thank you so much, Reverend. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ann. It's so great to hear your perspectives and have you here with us in the city today. I'm Leah Smith for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.